Hi guys, so today I just want to use some of this hunky-dory paper or topper packs that I had picked up, I want to say back in July, maybe June-ish, probably July. And I've been kind of playing with some of the packs here and there, but today I'm going to use this one. In my mind, I had seen them make, you know, they make huge cards, hunky-dory crafts a lot of times. And so I'm thinking about making a 6-inch gift box. And I was looking up through like my old videos, and I don't see that I've made one in a long time. Or ever. I know I made a 6-inch with a drawer because somebody had requested that, and that was fun. But this one we're gonna make a simple box, you know, with Christmas coming up, and you know, I think you can probably put some cookies in there, or obviously some kind of gift that's a little bit flatter, or you know, however. Maybe some candies and a gift card, you know, that kind of thing. So I think I'm going to use this one today. So if anything I'm using, I can link for you guys. Those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchase items for those links. So thank you for using them. I do not have links specifically to hunky-dory crafts. I don't think they do that. And again, right now, I don't know how they're shipping or what they're shipping because they're having a lot of restrictions with the tariffs. They're just like, we're not shipping certain things to the US. They will ship the paper items though. So this is very different. That's why I haven't used this Let It Snow collection. It's quite different, like that horse one. Probably not my thing, but it is pretty. It's pretty imagery there. Look at this one. That one's sweet. So this one very soft. Oh, maybe this is more. There's a certain thing I want to do, and actually this one relates more to it. I watched a video with, I think it was a short, where they made just like a card. I don't even know. It might be like an 8-inch card. And I thought, you know what, we can do that and make it a box though. And this one has like this couple walking. That's kind of nice for like a young couple. And then this little guy. Some of the imagery is very much reminiscent of the years before. This is from this year's, what did they call it? That like blockbuster, Christmas blockbuster. But I remember saying something like this very similar last year. And then you have your papers, basically your card like base kind of things, right? And they all coordinate back to the toppers that we had seen, and then they go backwards because that's just how they package things. Okay, so you have all these pretty papers. This is lovely for like a Z-fold card. That'd be really fun, right? Really nice. Something like that. And now, of course, I'm regretting, like, should I make a box out of this? Maybe there's something else I should do, but this is cute. To be honest, I probably wouldn't use this one, so maybe I'll use the background of this to make what I have in mind, because if I want to use this one, those little swirls still kind of coordinate back, right? I mean, this is really cute. They still coordinate with what we saw over here. Oh, there goes my dryer, of course. Let me see. Hold on. So let's use that one and this one. And then if we need some more layers, I'll do that. Oh, I might need silver paper, which is interesting because I think I always end up buying the gold paper from Hunky-Dory Crafts. Their shiny gold paper. But I do have their prismatic one. That might be nice. I bought this big pile of this one because this stuff I love. It looks awesome when you emboss it, like really cool. So I think it'll still work. So, okay, that's that. And then for the box base itself, I'm not going to waste this beautiful paper and then just cover it up. So we're just going to grab some paper from my stash. I don't know that I want it to be black or just plain white. Let me see what I have, because we're going to still need something. And my idea is to use 8.5-inch paper, 8.5 by 11, and just maximize it. So the widest box I can make, that's 6 inches, right? So I will be right back. Okay, funny enough, I was like, maybe I do just do white paper, but this is actually just some light blue paper I have. That's Park Lane. I do have paper or cardstock that coordinates back to these, the Christmas blockbuster. But I don't want to use that. It is shiny paper like this, you know, that satin look. And also, it's, you know, a little more expensive. So I'm thinking this still matches pretty well. This is what throws it off. But we are going to do some matte layering. So I'm going to hope that this silver will distract from this. And we're going to cover this up kind of quite a bit anyway, because that's just what happens when you make hunky-dory things. So for right now, let's concentrate on this part and we'll go from there. So I'm going to put this over here. So let's do, like I said, maximizing this 8.5 by 11 paper. I'm just going to cut an 8.5-inch square. So let's see. I should use my paper trimmer, huh? Well, I'm going to use this for this part. And we can do both pieces at the same time. So basically I need to take some measurement off of the 11-inch side. And since this doesn't have like a little arm that goes out, What's the math on that? 8.5 to 11, so half of an inch more would be 9, so 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches off. And I hope that's right. Does that seem right? That seems like so little. 8.5 by 2.5, 9, 10, 11, yeah, okay. Let's see if we can get through 2 pieces of paper at once. It kind of did. Let's see. Oh, yeah, just trapped it here. Okay. And this paper should be perfectly 8.5 inches on the other side. I haven't had a problem with Park Lane paper. If you guys remember, Park Lane is, or was, Joanne. So yeah, that's gone. Now I can use my trimmer for this. I go back and forth with things. If you're using a trimmer, like you have to make up your own numbers, you are going to score one of the 8.5 inch squares at, excuse me, I don't want to misspeak. So to make the top, you're going to need to score one of the 8.5 inch squares evenly all around, right? So this is just what it is. I am using a box maker, so I have box lid, box base, but we'll talk about that. Some of the makers, they want you to turn it like this, right? Some of them you can just kind of go from this side and go backwards. And actually what's funny is that the numbers are backwards down here, and I always don't flip it. I just kind of work off the other side, but I'll flip it this time so you can see what I'm talking about as far as the numbers. That's honestly the first time I ever noticed that. And I've been using this thing for many, many years. Or maybe I just don't pay attention to it. So if you're using a paper trimmer, you're going to take one of them and just legitimately score it evenly all around. So we want to make a 6-inch box. So we're going to have 2.5 extra inches, right? There's 8.5. So 2.5 extra inches, that's 1 1.25 all around. Okay. So if there's something specific you're going for, obviously do that. But for right now, if you're on a paper trimmer, you know, like the Spellbinders one, you're just doing 1 1/4. On your box maker, you're just going on the legit side that says box lid, or just doing 1 1/4 all around. So 1 1/4, 1 1/4, right? And I don't think that's confusing, but some people say when I go back and forth between telling people how to use a trimmer or telling people how to use this, it gets confusing. It's exactly the same on your box lid. 8.5 inch square, 1 1/4 all around. Okay? This might be the part where it gets confusing, but I think I repeated it enough that it's not going to be confusing. So, on the other 8.5 inch square, I'm going to take my box making, tool here, where it says box base, you turn it, and now it says 1, 2, it is upside down and all that. What this does is it gives you an extra 1/16 of an inch here. So if you're looking here, the first time you have a mark, to that first 1/8 of an inch, it looks like that. Well, to the first 1/8 of an inch on this side, there's it's a bigger gap, right? It's bigger. That little amount makes it so that the box base is a little bit smaller when you tuck it under, and it fits well. So all you're going to do on a trimmer is do that yourself. So right now, legitimately, I should score this at 1 1/4, right, is what we did. But this is giving you that extra 1/16 of an inch. So if you're doing this on a trimmer, you're going to line it up to 1 1/4, but you need to add a 1/16 to it. So I'm just going to show it to you in case that's what you have. And I'm not going to mind people who say it's confusing, because if that's what you have, that's what you have. 1 1/4, and then you need to add the 1/16. This little bit right here. So really, when you think about it, that's 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 16ths. So you're scoring at 1 5 16ths every time. Okay? 1 5 16ths. On this box base, since it's already worked in there, we're just going to say 1 1/4 again. So there's 1, there's 1 1/8, there's 1 1/4. On this particular one, obviously yours might be different. So still 1 1/4, but it's giving you that extra 16th already. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second, actually. And I don't think that's confusing. On this one, it's already accounted for. If you're doing it on your own, you have to add that 16th. So if I line this up edge to edge, you're going to see that this line is right inside, and this line is also right inside. So that little 16th of an inch that makes it nestle in, and this one is legitimately what it is. Okay? You can kind of see that, right? And that's all you're doing. So if you're making your own box with your own, paper trimmer, you don't have a box maker, that's how you do it. Okay, so we're going to do both of these things the same. I always like to kind of turn it and face it so that the score lines where it was pushed down are facing in. I don't know, that's just how I do it. I'm gonna go around, score, score, score. Actually, I usually cut it first. I haven't made a box in a while, but let's see the difference. What I'm gonna show you is do that. And I usually cut these things before we do all the scoring because it just makes it nicer. But on the score line right to where they meet, we're gonna cut and notch away a little piece. Cut and notch away a little piece. So I don't know why I went ahead and scored first. I got ahead of myself, guys. Very much so. Okay. And you're gonna do the same thing for both of them. I like to pinwheel around. Some people like to just cut and notch so that you only have two areas. I pinwheel around. Okay, so these are gonna get glued in like this. Otherwise, before you cut, score, you can do the cutting. So cut right on the line. And this is normally what I do. I don't know why I got ahead of myself. Be careful when you're using scissors like this. They're kind of bulky at the tip. See how it wants to like just tear it? So just know whenever I get close to the end, I don't actually go snip all the way through. I just kind of go and then just stop because otherwise it will just want to tear. Okay, so anyway, we're going to do the same thing. Cut on that line. Oh, there I go. Tear in that one. I try to be careful. And just right up here, right? Okay. And then score it, right? And then I still turn it over to do my scoring, because that's what I prefer to do. This time, obviously, when you score it like this, you're going to end up scoring that, plus also scoring in the glue tabs. I still have ash layering. Oh my goodness. I did a wax seal video a couple weeks ago now, or whatever it was. And my flame was so high that I was touching the little spoon, and then I put it down because I'm a silly person, and that's just not great. Anyway, same thing for the box base and the lid. If you want to decorate your lid before you put it together, go ahead. Usually I just add it later. So all you're going to do with these, exactly the same, is put some glue on there, give it a good zhuzh. And I always just make sure it's lined up really nicely. I'm going to hold that for a second. Anything comes out, just kind of wipe away. Okay, next one. All right, so just go around and line up every side nicely. So this is a nice box. So it does have a nice, 1¼ inch depth. It's nice and thick. I mean, if I was making homemade cookies, you can probably fit a couple stacks of each. And I would definitely use bakery cups, the ones that are kind of waxy like glassine, so it doesn't get oil everywhere. You can definitely fit 2 of them in here, and then with some cute cookies in there. Yeah, that'd be really nice. Last year I bought my tins, but it would be cute to put them in something like this too. And I would definitely have them packaged like the day you're going to give them out. So that they're not just sitting there kind of drying up because they're in a paper box. But again, that's why I would use that waxed too. It helps keep their little oil in. Okay, I'm just showing you. I don't know where you are in your crafting journey. So again, just all there. And some of these things are, obviously, you saw me do it by hand. So like this one didn't come out quite the same. But I tried to line them up nicely as I can. The rest of them were perfect. There you go. Okay, so that is one box, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing with this one. Just glue the tabs all around. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so one is the base, one is the lid. I was going to say it looks like this one. Ooh, I have some good eyes. I could tell this one it's like slightly larger. Okay, 8½ inch square. Scored at 1¼ inch all around on the top for the lid. Same thing if you're using a box maker, you're scoring at 1¼ inch on the box base side of your box maker. But if you're using a paper trimmer another way, like the Spellbinders one, you're going to score it at 1 5/16 of an inch all around, right? So it fits snugly under here. Okay, so we have the 6-inch top. I'm going to cut this down. Funny enough, the image that I had in my head, the card that they had been working on, it had an image already on the paper, and these are actually really big. So like I said, it was probably an 8-inch card because that's what they do. But I'm going to use this piece and we will gut it because that is going to be a big piece of this to just cover up, you know. So I'm going to take that. 6-inch card base. I'm going to do 5 7/8 inch square and then gut that. Okay. Let's put this to the side. So 5 7/8 is right here, just before the 6 inches. And I want that square. Yeah, it's getting a lot smaller. That was definitely an 8-inch card that they had shown because they had all this stuff and they still had room. Like for me, this is going to be kind of snug on there. We're going to gut this in a minute. This guy, I'm going to use this piece and I want it just a little bit smaller. So we're just going to see a little bit of that prismatic look. So 5 3/4. Yeah, 5 3/4. Square. Okay, why is it not like super straight? I can see that. Weird. There you go. And 5 3/4. I think that's all I need this for. I can put this stuff away. And I'm just going to quickly, I do have a self-healing mat already on here, so I'm just going to cut into it with a craft knife. And we are, you know, we're only going to have the smallest amount showing on the very edge. Look at that. I mean, it's hardly anything. You know, if you like bigger matte layers, if this was 5 7/8, then this is 5 3/4. You can go 5 and just a little bit smaller than the 3/4. So let me see, 3/4 is, let me see, 6/8, 5 5/8, I guess you can do on this one. Yeah, something like that. Okay. I'm going to just take this. I know very little of it's going to show, so I am still giving myself about 1/4 inch. I mean, I'm just eyeballing that. And that one's bigger than 1/4 inch. I don't want it to go so small or get so close to the edge that I end up messing it up, and then that's just a waste of that. So we can get close, but I'm not going to get too close. Okay. And you can see they're all different because I ended up not quite where I wanted to be on this last corner. Okay, so I can use this for something else, you know, die cutting, making another matte layer or whatever, but it is kind of crooked right now. You'll have to perfect that. And this piece is going to go on here, but I'm going to put it onto the box. That's what I say. You can definitely, you know, decorate your box before you make the box shape. This guy, I'm going to put this in here, especially because I don't have much for the other piece to hold on to. That's why I'm going to go ahead and go right to the box with this. Right in the very corners. And the way I did this box top is legitimately 6 inches because we measured from the 6 inches, right? All around. This underneath one is already a little bit smaller because of the way you have to measure that. Okay. And then we can come in with this guy. Speaking of Hunky Dory, I think right now they're having their, like, Cyber Week, Black Friday, I guess Black Friday, I don't know, their deals, you know. I didn't see anything that I needed because I pretty much have everything that was in there. But if there's something else I would like to pick up, I will definitely shop that. What I was going to say as far as links, a lot of times I'll link Hunky Dory things to Ecstasy Crafts. I have 10% off code for you guys if you want to buy from them. Obviously, you can go right to Hunky Dory. And then also, Craft Stash became Hobby Maker, I think is what happened, or something. I have affiliate links for that too. So whenever they made the switch, I'm still having an affiliate relationship with that. So, okay. You can definitely decorate the inside of the box. I love the way it's nice and snug, but if you want to decorate the inside, you can definitely just get your measurements there and, you know, matte layer that. I feel like this is taking a long time, even though it's a very basic box. I guess because I'm talking a lot about the different things. This is very pretty already. So these guys look the same to me. I mean, this one has darker blue in it, and this one has like a lighter blue. So, I mean, the darker one probably goes with what's going on here. But I do want to use this. And then the image, and again, when I pop these out, I'm popping towards me so that this pulls away. If you push away from yourself, it might end up that you pull away the that little silver bit there, and then you end up with like a little white area where you ripped it away. So it's better to pull up towards you and leave that white bit towards the back. I hope that makes sense on these little, whatever they call these things, chads, the little kiss cut area. Okay, so, and then if there's something like that, you can clean it up. And the image that, or the project I saw, they had something like that, and then there was an image already here, which I guess could be this. And again, it hurt, you know, breaks my heart because you can use this for something else. You can even switch out this image for what's there, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and put it down and just makes this box like extra deluxe, okay? Because that's what we do at Christmas time, isn't it? Okay, so just clean that up, clean this guy up. And I should have a better idea of where I want to put this, but for now, let me just pop it on here. Like if this is here and kind of popped up, I always like to leave the same, at least like this little area, maybe less than 1/4 inch, so the same up there. But it's kind of hard to do with this one because it's so tight, you know? So I'm going to bring this really close to the edge. And this guy will also be something like that. I know it's kind of a bummer. But again, I don't make the biggest projects. And I was definitely looking for a 6-inch piece here. Okay. And then this guy, we're going to want to keep this frame. I don't care about this silver piece, but we can actually recess it if you want, do something fun like that. So either way, you're going to have to make a choice who you want to suffer a little bit when you're taking this apart. But there you go. Now I'm kind of pulling it apart instead of back and forward, because maybe that'll help a little bit. Okay, this one got a little, and then this guy. So what I'm trying to say is I'm kind of pulling them left and right instead of up and down so that they both end up looking nice, okay? And that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna put these on dimensionals. And I'm thinking about this. Okay, I need the lid. Where's my lid? Before this dries out again. I think I'm going to put extra high dimensionals under this. A little bit lower under this one. And if we want to bring this back in, we could glue this down flat. So then that's just completely recessed. Okay, so maybe that's something we're going to think about. So let me grab some dimensionals. And I'll be right back. Because this is a box, I mean, we can definitely go all out. You can double up your dimensionals. I was looking for some thicker, not thicker, but bigger ones, but well, this is what I found. So these guys are definitely thicker than this, as you can see. So I'm just going to line this out, take the carriers off, and then line out this inside one also with the thinner ones. There are all kinds of looks you can do with this. I mean, if you want to line this or behind here and this one, or with a little acetate, that also looks cool just because that shine from the acetate, you know. Lots of ways to play with these things. Okay, so I'm going to put this down first, I think. And I mean, it's kind of too bad that it's like right next to this other image. But that's kind of how it has to be here. I'm looking at the edge here, trying to straighten that up. I think that looks pretty straight there, right? Okay. I'm gonna put that down, squish it down from the back side. I guess we can move that. Oh! And then if I'm gonna use this one, just because you do also have that, so it's kind of odd, I think that'll look nice. But if you want some breathing room, I can show you what that looks like. This guy would be there. And then just nothing, right? And I've got to fill it in. Just gonna pop that right down in there. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Yeah, that gives a different look, right, with the steps there. I'm going to let that sit for a second so I can see that I got a little smudge of glue there. So either you wipe it away when it's still wet, or you wait till it's dry and then just kind of wipe it with a little bit of a paper towel that's a little bit wet. Sometimes it'll just rub off because it's like a little bit rubbery. Maybe this one more time. There we go. Okay. I have a little bit here too. All right. Now this one again is a little bit lower profile. So it should look like it's different from that base one, but it is pretty flat stuff. I don't really like that. Let me do one more. So this is high and this is very, very flat. So I'm gonna do one more layer. I don't like the way that looked. You can barely see the difference. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna pop another layer right on top of wherever this one was. There we go. These are super flat. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, if they end up the same height, you know, whatever. I should have doubled this one like I was thinking. That's all right. Okay. Oh yeah, it's still a little bit lower than that top one, than this outer one. I like the layers. I like the way that looks. There we go. I'm trying to push into there, but okay. So that is that. And then we have sentiments and other cute things. I mean, you can definitely add some pearls or something like that. So we have like Merry and Bright, and it does have like a tag, so I can pop that, put a little bow in there or something. Season's greetings, Merry Christmas sparkle. This one's cute. It's really big. Let it snow. Okay, maybe we put this let it snow over here, and I still do like a little bow. Now I'm going off on my own. I like the way that looks. I don't want to make it any higher. I think I'm okay just sticking this on here. Okay. So let it snow. And again, if you like things just to be nice and straight, you know, whatever it is, I put that a little bit sideways. I think I'm going to make a little finger bow with this blue stuff here. I just showed you guys at Home Goods, they had these rolls. They didn't really have anything like white and like silvery. Like this is red and white with silver. This is red and green with the silver. And then they had some like rose gold and gold kind of stuff. And if they had something silver, I would have bought it because I hardly ever see that. But those don't match right now. So, okay, finger bow. However big you want to make it. So I just want this to be clear. So for your bow, you bring this up over your fingers, right over your two fingers, up over your index in between the middle finger, and then back up over your index finger, and then back under and up from your middle finger. If you want to do it 3 or 4 or 5 times, whatever it is, that's fine. Okay, but I just want 2 little loops, so on either side. So we're gonna go here, and you can spread out your fingers more if you want it to be bigger or smaller. It just depends, right? So under here, back up under, and then that's it. And then I usually cut it once I'm here, but if you want to kind of guesstimate how much more you need, just kind of eyeball that. You want it to be comfortable when you go to do your knot. So back up under here, across everything that's here in between your fingers, push it through, right? Okay, it's out here, and then we're going to bring it up under this little cross that we just made. So just underneath it, and pull it up, and tug, tug, tug. And that's your little bow. I mean, I made it pretty small, to be honest. Like it doesn't even want to come off my finger. And when you remove it, you have this little bow that's like perfect, and you can mess with the loops if you want. I mean, that's almost the same on both sides. I'm just going to cut it a little bit more even. And maybe put that little guy there. How about there? Hot glue is great. This will work. I just have to wait and be patient. I do have a video just on the bows if that was too fast for you. If I remember, I'll try and link it in the description box. So we hold that down. And Hunky Dory always likes to add like little pearls and things. And I do have their pearls, but I also have like these cool ones. So, and they usually do the same size. Oh, look at this one. Barely got painted. It's more pearl than the other ones. They usually use pearls that are the exact same size, and they'll like put them this way or here or something. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna go with a larger one to a medium-sized one to a smaller one. So like here, maybe. Then to a medium-sized one. And then to a smaller one. All right, so we kind of just filled in all these different areas of our box, and there is a 6-inch gift box. It's a nice size. It has a nice depth. I mean, depending on the type of cookies you make or whatever, you can stack a few. I would say that you can probably do like 3 cookies high, depending on the types of cookies, right? And then you have your little cups or whatever, or layer it out with wax paper, you know, if you don't want to do individual cups or however. But I think that came out really well. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I guess this is kind of a start from stash type video, but you can do this obviously with whatever you have and have fun. All right, guys. I will have images coming up, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.